You know, as much as I enjoy a genuinely scary movie at Halloween, I must admit that I have a soft spot in my cold, dead critic's heart for those creepy movies that are aimed more at kids, right? Films like Paranorman, Frankenweenie, Night of the Zoopocalypse from earlier this year, of course, Coraline. Films that are aimed at elementary school kids that are more creepy than genuinely scary. I think they're a lot of fun. Hey everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today we've got another one of those movies. Let's talk about Stitchhead.
Castle Grotesque. They say there's monsters in there.
You shall be my greatest creation ever!
It's not ready. We did it!
I did it! Welcome to Almost Life. Registered trademark, patents pending.
In Stitchhead, we meet our title character who's known as Stitchhead because he looks like a human boy, except that he's actually a monster who was created in the lab, and his head has been sewn up like it was a baseball. So, you know, it's a creepy looking kid because he's got his big stitch across his forehead. And look, Stitchhead is obviously, though, despite his appearance, a very nice kid, helping his mad scientist father figure out around the lab and taking care of all the other creatures that are hiding out in the castle. Now, in order to keep the peace, the monsters are all being taught to suppress their monster instincts. They don't want to rile up the angry villagers down below, lest they come to the castle with pitchforks and torches, you know, and, well, as soon as they say that, you can pretty much guess what's going to happen at the film's climax. Now, Stitchhead is feeling a little underappreciated by his mad scientist's father figure, so he decides to run away and join the circus, or the freak show circus anyway, leaving all of his monster friends behind. But circus life isn't as fulfilling as one might think, so Stitchhead decides to return to the castle, prompting the circus ringmaster to rile up the villagers into a, well, you guessed it, an angry mob. Now, Stitchhead is in movie theaters right now, and I think that's, well, that's cool, but it's a little late for me. I mean, I think if you'd released it a week ago, you could have had the families going out and enjoying this together. Perhaps a little too close to Halloween, but still, it's a lot of fun. It's got a good message, it's got a lot of silliness. I think the kids will like it. You know, it's a good treat for families that are looking to get one last thing in before they head out to go trick-or-treating. Now, moms and dads are also part of families, and I'm not sure that they'll really enjoy this film as much as the kids. But there are a few fun jokes that are aimed at grown-ups. Personally, I like this moment where you have this group of villagers that are animated chasing this group of monsters, and they're running across the screen, and it suddenly dawned on me, oh, this is Monty Python. These guys are paying homage to Monty Python. That's a really cool inside Easter egg for the grown-ups that your kids probably won't understand. Now, speaking of the animation, look, it's bold and bright, which is just what you need to keep the kiddos' attentions. And there's nothing here, though, that I would call really groundbreaking artistry, but neither is there anything here that goes against the movie's core essence of just being a lot of silly fun. That kind of holds true for the acting cast as well, with Asa Butterfield as Stitch, Joel Fry hamming it up as his bestest best friend ever, the creature that's known as Creature, Tia Bannon as the little girl in town who befriends the monsters, and Rob Brydon as the villainous ringmaster. He's having a lot of fun there. Look, they're all giving fine performances. But once again, there's nothing that really stands out here, which means that I'm a bit torn on Stitchhead. I appreciated the non-stop silliness, the kid-friendly horror story that's based on the book by Guy Bass, and the fun look of the animation. It's not the greatest animated movie ever, but I think it's a nice option for families, like I said, looking to get one last outing in before it's time to go trick-or-treating. I give Stitchhead 2.5 stars out of 4. So this kind of reminds me of a movie from earlier this year called Night of the Zoopocalypse. Basically, it's a zombie apocalypse set in a zoo with animated talking animals, you know, obviously aimed at the kids. And there was a mother there with her 4-5-year-old son, and I was talking to her. And she said, look, my husband and I, we're both big horror fans, and my kids notice that. And so it's kind of nice to be able to share that love of horror films with the kids that are not obviously not going to be old enough to go see the big, scary R-rated movies. So, but hey, I thought that was great. But what do you think? And are you taking your kids to this movie? And if so, I'd love to get your comments. Comment below. Of course, subscribe to my channel to get all of my movies just as soon as my reviews come out. And of course, subscribe to the podcast. It's called Two Movie Guys. Every week, my friend Joe Fryer and I get together and we chat about all of the week's big new movie releases. It's called Two Movie Guys. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, it's kind of an odd week at the movie theaters because Halloween falls on Friday, which is the day most movies are normally released. So there's only one more big movie out in theaters this week, although there are a couple on home streaming that we'll talk about. But coming up next, we'll talk about the latest film from Yorgos Lanthimos called Begonia. See you then. Bye.